All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Bradley Assassin YouTube channel. I am the Bradley Assassin. Good to see everybody again. We actually haven't spoken since this past Friday's live stream, as I decided to try and have the giveaway run a little bit differently this week, as I was hoping to generate a little bit more buzz for the channel by doing it a little bit different this week. And also it gives everybody a full 5 days pretty much to enter this week's giveaway, and it allows the community to kind of decide on how much we end up giving away with the new style of giveaway. So anyway, if you haven't taken a look at that, make sure to pop into the channel and look at how we are handling this week's giveaway. But other than that, let me go ahead and turn on the viewer count here while we clear some things up. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to touch on a few things before we move into the main screen over here, the main chat that has all of our tickers and all that kind of stuff. Also added a chat display to this screen, as you can see here as well. I don't know if anyone uses Firefox browsers anymore, but I still do and did. And for some reason, all of a sudden, streaming is a problem on Firefox browsers. Like, I can't monitor my stream in a Firefox browser. So I've since had to change browsers on my second computer. So if you guys do enjoy the stream and the channel and have problems watching the stream lately and use Firefox browser, it looks like it's a Firefox browser thing. So simply use a different browser and you shouldn't have any problems. I'm actually in the process right now of changing it over so I can see. Also, in relation to all the news and everything that's been going on, we'll cover some of that. Obviously, one really important thing that we're going to cover again today, this past Brave browser too, if Seraph, good call on that, if you support crypto. But one thing I touched on last Wednesday before anyone else started discussing it, and because I knew it was coming after they recognized the pattern like I did early. But last Wednesday I touched on it, and then after it started to develop a little bit more and was a little bit more obvious to me, I touched on it again Friday. And that is what I recognized as what some people call a dead cat bounce pattern. And the reason I noticed it really quickly was because last week, and whenever the crypto crash happened and we lost about 50%, the reason I caught it so early was because I noticed we corrected to the tune of about 50%. On the big crash we had last week, or however many days ago it was, and digging back, the last time I saw a 50% correction was in March of 2020 when the pandemic kicked off. And subsequently, looking at it, we hit a bottom at that time of around $4,000, and then 5 days later we touched it again after like a little fake out, or aka dead cat bounce. And then from that point on, it took about 2 full months to recover. And I touched on this last Friday, and I touched on this last Wednesday. And what's crazy is, since discussing that, I've heard some other streamers and some other experts picking up on that as well. And the thing is, what's crazy is, now that we've given it a little bit of time, and I'm going to go point this out on the charts, exactly 5 days from the bottom, which was about 30K, this correction, we faked out and touched it again at about 32. 5 days, ladies and gentlemen. And then we've since been moving up, which is basically identical to what happened. Now, I called it before we started moving back up, but I did say I didn't think it would take 2 months to correct this time. I thought it would take about half that time, which of course is about a month. I mean, I'm a math expert, right? So I'm gonna go show that on the charts and show y'all what I mean. And look, like I always say, I'm one of those guys that says history doesn't necessarily have to repeat itself. I think we're in a completely different space in the market. There's so much more institutional money, so much more like hedge fund investment money. Not to mention God knows how many more people are in crypto from the big correction we had in March of 2020. So I think we're in a better space, and a lot of people are saying that 30 was probably the bottom, and I agree with that. So we're going to go ahead and move into the mainstream so that I can pull up the charts and show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I got a little bit to cover on Vechain and some Cardano. Nothing new. I mean, there was some news about what I'm going to touch on with Vechain, with them getting involved and having a meeting and discussing some stuff in Asia, in China, about the digital future and whatnot. So like Vechain's doing a ton of stuff. Most of it behind the scenes and whatnot, because as we know, Sonny Lu doesn't really report on partnerships. He lets the partners do it. And like I've said many times here on the stream and on the channel, I personally feel that there's going to be a whirlwind of activity as soon as Proof of Authority 2.0 goes live, because I've said probably 100 times at this point that I personally feel, and this is an opinion, that I personally feel a lot of these major corporations and partnerships are waiting for Proof of Authority 2.0 to kick off, so that they don't have to like make any changes upon migrating into the blockchain. So like I said, I'm expecting to hear some positive news from Salesforce. I'm expecting an official announcement from I mentioned it in Discord yesterday that I felt we were on the cusp of an announcement from hold on, I gotta pull it up because I'm drawing a blank. What's the company with the Shopify version for Vechain? Hold on, let me pull it up. Yeah, so I said yesterday that I thought we were on the brink of an announcement from Real Items. There we go. Sorry guys, I'm drawing a blank. I have so much information on my head. So yeah, I think we're gonna get some kind of major announcement from Real Items, and then I think we're gonna get some Salesforce information once Proof of Authority 2.0 goes live, and then we're gonna switch right on over to the mainstream now, so that we can do a coin market cap recap really quickly to see where we are across the market, and then I'll bring up the Bitcoin chart so I can show you guys the comparison I made to March 2020 and how scarily similar the dead cat bounce was, if that's what we're going through and have gone through. So let's do that real quick. Okay, and here we are at the old mainstream screen, ladies and gentlemen, where I keep tickers of Dogecoin, which we fully support here at the Beardless Assassin YouTube channel. Bitcoin, because it's the store of value, which most things are compared against. Vechain, which is my baby, my favorite long-term investment in the entire crypto space. And today we have Cardano and Pop Network up as the fillers, mainly because we know that smart contracts are coming to Cardano. I pulled a little bit of news on that from one of the more recent interviews with Mr. Charles Hoskinson, as we still have an August date in line for smart contracts, but he did release a little bit more information, how many people they're training to develop and a lot of stuff like that. And then of course Pop Network, who is probably my favorite, not so much dark horse anymore, because it's gaining a lot of popularity. And with the mainnet, not the mainnet launch, but the staking mainnet is coming next month, along with they have exchange listings in the work right now. So there's a lot going on with Pop Network, and like I said, when I introduced it to the channel a couple months ago, it was at about a third of a penny. It has, now it's at about a sixth of a penny. We went as high as 5 cents upon the MXC exchange launching. Now that was a lot of activity due to a new exchange launching, and they had like a contest on it, the MXC exchange, a volume trading, a lot of stuff going on. But Mr. Valerian Bennett, who's been involved in the entertainment industry for most of his career, from what I understand, has some inside avenues with Snoop Dogg and Lil Wayne, and also has worked with like NBC, Paramount, and Viacom, and so I think he has a lot of aces up his sleeve when it comes to the marketing, and they're not even there yet. They're not even at the marketing phase of the coin. So Pop Network, look, Vechain is always going to be my favorite, and then Cardano, and those guys, which are just great fundamental projects and have an amazing future ahead of them. But Pop Network is so small and so affordable, and such a low market cap, total supply, I should say, and low market cap, obviously, and such a bright future because they're focusing on decentralizing streaming, you know, making like YouTube and Netflix and all this other stuff decentralized, as well as bringing the value to the content creators and being able to reward them, as opposed as content creators getting paid third party through like Google and that sort of stuff. So amazing future for Pop Network token, and I just happen to think it's a great project. I'm heavily look, full disclosure, full transparency, I'm heavily invested because it's one of the projects I think has an amazing future, and it can bring crazy returns as far as an investment standpoint. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Pop Network all day, but you guys know that I do love it. Okay, so we're gonna do a coin market cap recap very, very soon, and then we'll cover the news directly after that. So let's pop into the coin market cap recap first, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, and here we are with coin market cap recap. Let me stretch this out so my tired eyes can see it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and here we are. We're sitting at a $1,730 billion market cap, which is up almost 5% from yesterday. Now, of course, down over the last few weeks. Everyone knows this, but we have been making a pretty steady incline over the last few days. Bitcoin sitting at a $730 billion market cap. Ethereum at $2,800. Binance Coin at $371. Cardano at $1.72. On this coin market cap. XRP at $1, Dogecoin at 35 cents, give or take. And moving down, Chainlink, my number 2 favorite long-term investment in the entire crypto space, up to $32, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, a significant increase in the last 24 hours for Chainlink, as those corrections were just ridiculous. And Polygon still killing it at $224. And my baby Vechain in the number 20 spot at about a 13-cent Vechain, making moves as well, as most everything is as we are correcting. Okay, and that's that for the little coin market cap recap. Just like to let everyone know where we stand in terms of the market right now. And like I said, it's pretty obvious that Vechain is still moving with Bitcoin, as most coins do. We get it. I mean, that's where they derive their value from in Satoshis, and we get it. But eventually, you know, and we're getting to a breaking point where Bitcoin dominance is down to around 42%. And, you know, it's always going to be what it is. That's just the way the crypto space works. But honestly, I think your coins like your Vechains and your Cardanos, even your like Polkadots and Maddox and those sort of things, I think they're gonna, you know, that have their own main nets and have real world fundamental case use. I think you're gonna start to see a lot of them breaking away from the Bitcoin swings and develop their own like market, so to speak. I mean, it's always going to move with it, but I don't think it's going to be as dramatic once the market cap for your Cardanos and your Vechains and that sort of stuff start to get to a tipping point. And that's just my opinion. Like I said, I think personally, you know, everyone knows how I feel about Vechain. But honestly, the more I research and the more I look into it, and with this recent downturn and giant correction we've gone through, and how Vechain is holding its own in the correction, and all this stuff going. Look, I feel right now, last time I felt this bullish on Vechain, and last time I felt that the coin was being suppressed this bad, and last time that I felt we were on the brink of an explosion, was when I was introducing it to the channel at about 2.5 cents, and I would say over and over and over that it makes no sense. I used to stress this because it didn't make any sense to me. I couldn't grasp it. I've been in the space for years. And last time I said this, last time I said that the coin is suppressed, it makes no sense, and something's about to happen. Last time I felt this strongly, and last time I said it, was when the coin was at 2.5 cents. Now we're at a 13-cent Vechain, and I feel we're at that point again. So much is coming. V-Exchange 2.0, Proof of Authority 2.0, these meetings that are being held with the Asian and Chinese brass, in forms of I mean, to the tune of future of digital currency in China. They're one of they're one of the only accepted cryptocurrencies in China, as far as what's allowed to be traded and whatnot, and they're also the forefront in carbon neutrality. Like they've been preaching carbon neutral since before the Elon and Bitcoin thing started up. So they've already got that all mapped out and worked out. So it's just like, I feel the same way about it right now as I did when it was 2.5 cents and cheaper. So that's that. So look, we're gonna move right into the little bit of news for half of the day, a little bit of Vechain, a little bit of Cardano, and then after I cover that, we will. I want to show you guys that Bitcoin chart and that pattern I found when I discussed it on last Wednesday's stream and when I discussed it on last Friday's stream. So let's do that really quick. Okay. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and this is from the coveted Eisenreich, one of Vechain's. Well, he's not with Vechain, but he reports on straight Vechain news, and he has ways of digging up information that a lot of people don't. This has been reported on multiple outlets, but I do take what he says as the Bible, because he does a lot of work. So if you guys don't follow Eisenreich on Twitter, I suggest you do. Also, speaking of Twitter, real quick, let me get back to this real quick. Because one thing I said I wanted to remind the community, and I forgot. Please make sure to follow me on Twitter. And I'm not just asking for handouts, because it's actually important. Twitter has this new functionality called Twitter Spaces, where you can actually start like a chat community. You know, whoever follows you, you can start a chat, and then people can hop in there. And like, say if I was hosting the space, I could select, who I want to allow to speak, and then I could turn them off, and then we can all take turns. And I really would like to host some of these spaces for our community where people can come in and just verbally discuss what we want to. But I need 600 followers to do it, and I only have like 250 followers on Twitter. So it would really be amazing if you guys would just take a second to go click a follow on the Twitter. And down in the description below, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a link to all of my social media. Discord is very important, and Twitter can be very important if you guys would just take a second. The second we reach 600 followers, I'll start doing Twitter spaces for the community. So that's that. But anyway, back to the mainstream. Okay, and here we are, ladies and gentlemen, back to what we had dug up through Mr. Eisenreich's work. And it says here, look, let's go ahead and click on this. Maybe not. It says the deputy director of the Panmin Changing District, Shanghai's People Congress, visited Vechain's office to discuss how blockchain will play an important role in the development of the national digital economy. So, ladies and gentlemen, as if Vechain's already not number one in my book, and I honestly think it has a chance to be one of the top 3 cryptocurrencies in the entire world just in the next couple years. They're already working with entire countries' digital economy systems. Can you look? We've got Walmart China, we've got Amazon World Services, we've got BMW, we've got DNV, we've got DHL, we've got everybody. Okay, transactions are starting to really ramp up across burning transactions, and then you have information like this. Look, they're making it happen. I think we're on the brink of an explosion with Vechain. Okay. Furthermore, from FX Street, we have Vechain adoption takes another step as Vechain price ponders at 26% ascent. And the points of note say Vechain use case soars as My Story is the second significant adoption. Vechain price rose 30%, showing signs of life for the first time after the market crash on May 19th. A 26% upswing piercing the upper band of the supply barrier seems likely. And in relation to My Story, it says, My Story is a blockchain-based solution that helps an ecosystem of companies turn marketing buzzwords into a true, verified story. As the name indicates, the assurance solution allows companies to tell their stories and prove the authenticity of their products and services with using distributed ledger technology, where data can be safely stored without worrying about manipulation. And we go on and on. We know about this. And another thing that I forgot to bring up, and like I said yesterday, how I felt that we were on the brink of some information being released as far as Vechain's partnership with, good Lord, I forgot again. Watch, let me bring it up in the Discord. About Vechain's partnership with Real Items. Okay, so look, let me go ahead and search Real Items. And this was just kind of a gut feeling because we reported on this a while back and we hadn't heard anything, and it just feels like it's close. So you can see here, I'm gonna show everybody what Real Items is. We did touch on this a while back. Let's see. Real Items. Okay. News articles. Blockchain-based Shopify plugin ensures consumers receive authentic products. This is all just kind of off their thing. I want to find the actual when we broke the story. See if I can get some news on it right here for everyone. Okay, so enterprise NFTs for the real world. And we know how I reported when Vechain announced that they were moving and working on their own NFT, kind of making like a real world use for NFTs, which is basically groundbreaking. And they were partnered with Real Items in a way to do this. And I feel like we're about to get something. I don't know. Look, I don't have any inside information. It's just one of those feelings you get sometimes. And it says here, this is just something they've been working on. They actually use Real Items to verified masks, and we know how many masks are being produced throughout the world. Let's see, we got this right here. It says they were hosting a webinar today about Real Items, showcasing the platform and use cases. So that went on today. And let's see what else we got from here. And this was reported from Eisenreich back on May 10th. It says, as you read this article, thousands of proof of work NFTs are getting sold, releasing carbon emissions and contributing to global warming. So again, the carbon emissions thing seems to be taking off. And like I said, Vechain's been in place working on that for quite some time already. So yeah, enterprise NFTs and Real Items, like I said, seem to be just on the brink of some kind of announcement. So just keep an eye out for that. Like I said, nothing official. I just have a feeling. Moving on to Cardano, we got some. The topic says here, Cardano close to launching smart contracts. Now this was 4 days ago, and like I said, in the interview, the most recent interview with Mr. Hoskinson, he did say that they're expecting August for this to go down. But there were some key takeaways from the interview, and it says in an exclusive interview with Crypto Briefing, Mr. Hoskinson has discussed Cardano's upcoming plans. Cardano is now heading towards the much anticipated hard fork, codenamed Alonzo, aka bringing smart contracts to the blockchain. And then thirdly, this is important that I didn't know about before. It says the team is also training over 1,000 developers who want to write applications on Cardano. So this is just, there's so many people waiting for the hard fork to come into place, and you're going to see just a whirlwind of things being built on Cardano as soon as that takes place. Kind of the same situation with Vechain and their proof of authority 2.0. And lastly, we have right here, this is just the official kind of quotes from saying that things look set for an August release date, at which time Cardano will finally get to compete with Ethereum on a level footing. The question is, does Cardano have enough to overcome Ethereum's significant network effect? Okay. And so, you know, things are looking great for Cardano. Things are looking great for Vechain, and have both been two of my long-term holds and will be. It's just, you know, sometimes after bad news, you need good news. So, and speaking of things heading in the right direction, we're going to take a look at that Bitcoin chart like I promised, and I'm going to show y'all what I discussed last Wednesday and last Friday. So let's pop on over to the display capture once again and move into the Bitcoin chart. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, right now we're at about a $38,800 Bitcoin, give or take. And you can see from the 10th right here where we were at about a $59,000 Vechain, and then we had the crash where we subsequently fell to about $30,000. That was a 48.8% dip, which is, you know, if I'd have started at the very top over here, we'd have been at about a 50% dip. Okay, now I want to show everybody really quickly when this happened, and this, like I said, I reported on this last Wednesday. When this happened, I went back and it looked like the most recent 50% dip that I could find was in March of 2020 when the pandemic was announced. And you can see that was a 50% dip right here. Major sell-off right here. Major FUD. Okay. But I want you to look at this. Okay. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, 5 days. And this is kind of what they call a dead cat bounce. Like it's going to fall, boom, and then it's going to fake out and then boom, just hit again. Okay, so look, boom, dead cat, boom. You know it's coming back down because it's dead. Now in 5 days, it touched the bottom again. You see that, ladies and gentlemen? And then from this point, we gradually, you know, we had look, gradually came up. 5 days later, a little correction, came up. 5 days, you know, a couple days, 3 days, 4 days later, a little correction, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 months later, we corrected. Okay. Now watch this. Watch this. And since pointing that out, this is just blowing my mind. Okay. 50% correction, right? Hit the bottom right here. You guys see where I'm moving my cursor? Hit the bottom right here. And then I said it looked like a dead cat bounce before we had the full 5 days. But look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happened 5 days in? We touched the bottom again. Look at this. Boom. 5 days. Boom. Exactly what happened last time. And since then, now it's only been 1, 2, 3 days since the bottom of the dead cat bounce, which is what I'm calling it. But you do see we went from, you know, a $31,500 Bitcoin, and now we look to be moving up as we're touching 39,000 again. Now it remains to be seen if we continue the move as, you know, history did 14 months ago. But like I said, I fully expect that to happen personally. I'm not an expert, definitely not a financial advisor, but it feels like that's what's happening again. I mean, it definitely repeated itself in the, you know, to the tune of the 5 day dead cat bounce, so to speak. And but I did say personally that I do not think it's going to take too much to recover. On a Wednesday and Friday stream, I said that I personally feel that we can get back to a $50,000 Bitcoin by mid-June. And, you know, that remains to see if it happens. You know, if it's faster, great. If it's not, well, then, you know, like I said, I'm just guesstimating here. But isn't that odd how it looked like that's what it was to me 14 months ago, and then 5 days from that bottom we had the dead cat bounce exactly, and then since that 31.5 where we touched on the second bounce, we're up now to 39K, which, I mean, it seems to be doing that. And like I said, I guess history repeats itself till it doesn't, but that's kind of where I stand with all that, you know. So that's kind of what I have for today. It's just, you know, a lot of positive news, but that, you know, we just have to be patient and see if that translates into positive value for the coin. I feel super bullish on Pop Network right now. I feel super bullish on Vechain, and I've been saying for months now that I fully expected Cardano to continue to move on an up and up pattern at least into August, when is the expected Alonzo hard fork. Then I would expect to see a little bit of a buy the rumor, sell the news go on with Cardano. But we did touch a $2.46 Cardano just before the crash, you know, 2 weeks ago or whatever it was. So I have no problems calling a $3 Cardano right now by August. I really don't. You know, as long as Bitcoin continues to correct. So we're gonna just do a little discussion and question and answer right now, since I've kind of covered everything I wanted to cover. Once again, though, before we get into that, don't forget to like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you're seeing, make sure to turn notifications on so you don't miss anything. Also, down in the description below, we have linked to all of our social medias. Discord, very important. And ladies and gentlemen, we need to get to 600 followers on Twitter so that I can hold spaces for the community where we can just discuss in off times or whenever, you know, some live chat. But let's see, let me look up a little bit. Okay, welcome back, Josh. Welcome back, Low Roller Scratcher. Welcome back, Mr. or Miss L. James. I forget. I think that's a woman. I forget. Jay Walker, welcome, my man, with the $5 super chat. Said, thanks for the stream. I'm not mad about the dip. I bought so much Vechain at 7 cents. Great opportunity. Yeah, congratulations on that. Thanks for bringing that up too, by the way. When the dip was occurring, we always say buy the dip. Always. I mean, we hear it all the time, right? Buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. I suggest it too. But the truth is, look, I'm not a big whale, and I'm sure, maybe some of you aren't, but I'm assuming most of you, ladies and gentlemen, watching me are just normal people like me. Look, you can only buy the dip till you can't. I mean, not everyone just has money growing on trees to buy dips. And if we did, we probably wouldn't be trying to make money in crypto. So, me personally, I did not have any fiat or extra funds just waiting for a substantial correction like this. Admittedly, I didn't. So when it was happening, all I could do was deposit some funds I had saved up. Okay. Now for me, it takes 6 days to clear in my Coinbase account. So I had to sit there and watch Vechain go to 7 or 8 cents, and I missed it. And I'm like, oh Lord, but if I miss it, I miss it, whatever. So it had to wait for it to clear, and thankfully it cleared in time for me to set a buy order at 9.9 cents, and I actually bought about 35,000 more Vechain at that point, and I was fine with that. Look, yes, I missed the 7 or 8 very bottom. Timing it, is almost impossible unless you had buy orders, and that means you would have to have funds just waiting, and not everybody's in that position. Congratulations to Mr. Walker for timing it right or being in that position. But like I said, me personally, after my deposit went through, I put a buy order, and thankfully I bought in. I DCA'd at 9.9 cents, and I'm completely fine with that. I'm completely fine with that. I took 80% of my deposit and bought Vechain, and I took 20% of my deposit and bought Pop Network, and I was able to buy a significant amount of Pop Network at a fourth of a penny, 0.004 cents, and I'm completely fine with that as well. So keep in mind, we know we're not all made of money, and we do suggest buying dip, and even when you can't, that's completely fine too. But just do the best you can, and try and play it smart. Try not to FOMO into coins. Try not to buy at all-time highs. Be patient. Set purchase orders. And if it's not there, just be patient, because sometimes, on especially coins like Pop Network that have such a low market cap, even though it's floating around a sixth of a penny right now, if you set a buy order at a fourth of a penny, it just takes one significant whale to sell for that coin to just drop, and then all those buy orders get triggered and it comes back up. So on low market cap coins and low supply coins, you can pull that off more often than not. You'd be surprised. And let's see, going down the line, we got Andy, the M320 guy. Welcome back, my friend. Skillful DSL says 7 cents was the dip. Yep. And Mr. Atmore, the $2 super chat, welcome back, my friend, says, I'm a large orca, bought so much Vechain. Yeah, I have that feeling again. When I was stressing it and was like screaming it till I was blue in the face back at 2.5 cents, I feel kind of that way about it now. Not so much that it's at 13 cents, and we know it'll basically double from here when it gets back to its all-time high, which I'm fully expecting to happen, which is, great. Probably more than you'll do. That's great alone, right? Without any news, I think eventually this year we'll get back to all-time high, and boom, you've doubled your money. But I think it's more than that. I'm expecting more than that. Skillful DSL says I bought in at 7, 8, and 10 the last few days. Man, that's so great. That's so great. M320 guy says I bought more Matic at $1.12. Most of what I bought at 20 cents. Well, congratulations, my friend. Atmore, again, with a $2 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Says, not a whale, but a large blue orca. Yeah, I don't consider myself a whale either, but I've been working on my Vechain bags for years, and I'm almost at my goal, which is anytime you hit a personal goal, that's all you can really do. Unless you go sell your house and try and buy a coin, but who does that, Maybe. But yeah, I'm very comfortable where I'm at with Vechain, and my goal for Pop Network is 3 million tokens, and I'm at about 2/3 of the way there. So now acquiring that much Pop Network is a lot easier than acquiring that much VeChain. But I'm very, very close to VeChain, and I'm very, very close to Pop Network, and that's all you can do, man. Set goals, try and reach them, and be smart. Sometimes taking profits off of other coins to fill your long-term bags are smart too. Whatever you can do, man. Yeah, the breadly sense is tingling on VeChain. I just don't think, look, getting back to all-time high is doubling from now, which is amazing, right? But I think there's so much more coming. So much more coming. How do I feel about XRP? I feel good about XRP. I really do. Obviously, things are going the way they had hoped. So I think XRP can at least get back to all-time high. It might take, I don't know if it's going to happen this cycle, but it can at least do that. And at Morgan, $2 super chat says, Shiba, Doge, VeChain, Pop, ADA, make a run. I'm good. Yeah, as long as Bitcoin continues to recover, everything will. I mean, that's just the way it works. But I think VeChain is going to break away from the connection to Bitcoin sooner rather than later. $3GP Media, your hair grew back out yet? I don't know. I might still have a gap. Can y'all see? I haven't looked in a while. It feels like there's still a gap. Might still be a gap. Andy, the M320 guy, how's your Hoj? I have gained 3K more Hoj since my investment 2 months ago. Yeah, I'm doing fantastic with Hoj. Obviously, man, same situation just before the dip. I mean, Hoj was killing it, as were a lot of coins. And like I said, I bought most of my Hoj the second time around at 1.5 or 0.0001.5. So I was up like, triple my investment and everything. And I'm still holding. I'm not touching it because I think once the market corrects, I think Hoj is going to correct as well. And Hoj's marketing team is just killing it. I mean, there's a new beginning of June, I believe. They're moving on to another what you call it? Exchange. Good Lord, I can't even speak today. Yeah, so they got a new exchange they're moving into the beginning of June, if I'm not mistaken. And then just their advertising and marketing and stuff. I mean, it's all over the place. So they're doing a lot, and I believe you're going to see them get right back to where they were really, really soon. At least into June. So what is it? Big One? Am I mistaken, Ian? Which is Ian, who's helps with the marketing over there at Hoj Finance, which is why we can bring all that official news to everyone. It's not just rumors here at the Breadless Assassin YouTube channel. But yeah, Hoj Finance is moving on to a new exchange in the next 2 weeks, I think. And then you can see a spike then, and then there's more volume, more access to the coin, which has been kind of a hindrance for the coin, as is the same situation with all coins that are new. But as they get listed on more exchanges, as marketing continues to develop, Hoj Finance is going to be fine. So the more you have and the sooner you've gotten in, the better it's going to be long term. Okay, let's see. Skillful DSL asking if I think Pop Network can still reach $1 by year's end. Perhaps. I had made my initial price prediction, and then everything was really exploding for Pop. And so I made not at their request, but a lot of people that I talked to, a lot of the moderators and whatnot, and a lot of the developers over there for the Telegram and whatnot. And some people were actually calling my video FUD, saying it was so low, my predictions were so low. And I was just trying to be realistic in the information I had, because when I did the initial price prediction and informational video on Pop Network, there wasn't a lot out. It was so new. But since then, we've discussed and they've released a lot more information and whatnot. So they asked me, kind of said I need to do another one. So I did another one. And this was right around the MXC exchange launch, when the coin was going crazy. It got up to like about 5 cents or so. It says all-time high of 4 cents on the ticker here, but it had spiked a little bit higher than that. But even so, I was looking at it. I'm like, well, if we got to 4 or 5 cents in a matter of days, just over an exchange launch, launching like that. And we do have more exchange launches in the immediate future. They have the masternode mainnet coming next month. I mean, there's just a ton of Pop Network. So the truth is, you know, right now we have less than 800 million coins in circulation. Okay. Thank you for the sub, Hair. We have over less than 800,000 coins in circulation for Pop Network with a max supply of 1.6 billion. So most every moderator I talk to over there, and then the further you look into it with the initial seed investors, you know, Mr. Hold on, I don't want to misspeak. Let me pull up his name real quick. I think it's hold on one second, ladies and gentlemen. I want to not misspeak on one of the few coins I'm so bullish about. But some of the initial investors, yeah, Mr. Adam Draper, who is the first investor in Coinbase. Okay, when you have just billionaire investors like that were involved in like major projects in the crypto space, as well as you look at the coins that are similar to what Pop Network is doing and where they are at in terms of market cap. You know, you have like Audius, right? Who has a $2 coin, and then Theta, who has like a whatever it is, you know, $7 or $8 coin, whatever it is right now after the correction. But you know, Pop Network does more than that, and they're a network that you can build on, and you know, they're all at these prices. So yes, I think it can get to a $1 coin by the end of the year. But initially, in my initial price prediction, I said that I think it was probably going to happen into 2022, because while the Masternode mainnet is launching next month, their official mainnet for the blockchain isn't. They're saying end of the year, but maybe into 2022 now. But they said maybe end of the year. So I think once all that comes to fruition, you're going to see it. But regardless if it gets to $1 this year or 25 cents or 50 cents this year, you know, when you're buying at a half a penny, you know, and you know, we're talking Vechain gains from the beginning of the year. Remember when Vechain was just a couple cents? Well, even at the end of last year, Vechain was a fraction of a penny, and now you see what Vechain is doing. I see the road in terms of value being very similar to Vechain, you know, not a $68 billion market cap, but I mean a per coin value. You know, like Vechain went from the beginning of the year to, you know, less than a penny to up to 25, 26 cents. Well, I can see the same thing happen. Like Pop Network feels like it's floating around that fraction of a penny that has a chance to start breaking out, and by year's end, you know, I personally think it can get to $1. Obviously, everything would have to go right, and we'd have to like not have another one of these gigantic corrections. But I'm very, very bullish on Pop Network. If I have to hold into 2022 to see those kinds of gains, I will. But I think you're going to see some significant multiples in value when it comes to Pop Network. Okay, you guys. Yeah, Mr. Atmore brought that to my attention in a private chat, and the more I looked into it, the more it seems he may have stumbled onto something. He had got some information or read something somewhere that he heard that a lot of YouTubers that were crypto related are being suppressed by YouTube, not sharing their videos and not doing what the normal algorithm does, because when you're heavily involved with like government finance and the fiat, they don't want the crypto space being, you know, advertised and stuff. And maybe it's a thing, maybe it's not. But you know, when it comes to your Bit Boys and your you know, the guy that goes crazy about Doge, Matt something, when you have that guy, their channel's already established, and then George from Cryptos R Us, you know, those guys are established. You're not going to be able to really hide the fact that they're there and remove their viewers and their subscribers and their popularity. So I think they're fine. But when you have small people like me that are killing ourselves to get the word out and just spread knowledge and truth and not hype, you know, like I don't think they care too much about the to the moon hype channels, because they know that people are smart and they know what they're watching and they get it. You know, sometimes you just need to pick me up. But on channels like this, where I'm doing everything I can to relay information, news, truth, let people know what's happening with the media, let people know what's happening with FUD, realistic price predictions, things that can genuinely help people better themselves from a financial standpoint. They don't want that information out, because the less money people have, the less power they have, and the more control and the more power the government has over them. That's what's happening in China, like with the Bitcoin bans and all that stuff. They don't like that. So the China rules with an iron fist, because they don't want to lose control. That's why they're flooding all that and banning all that, because they want their new digital currency to be the currency of choice, so that they can control. So it stands to reason that it makes sense. And I don't doubt it. Nothing surprises me these days. It's just I'm having a terrible time growing. I've lost subscribers over the past 3 or 4 weeks. And I mean, I can't think of anything else to do for the community. Any suggestions would be great. We do giveaways, live streams, polls, video uploads, and it's fun. I enjoy it, and if it's helping people, I'll continue doing it. But it just seems like, in comparison, I watch other channels, and sometimes my family and I were watching this and we're cringing, and we're like, how does this dude get millions of views, and he's basically just, we don't even know. Sometimes it's almost incomprehensible. I can't even understand what some people are discussing and talking about. It sounds like they just basically made this shit up, or went watch my stream and then relay the information, or went watch someone's stream and then relay the information, but like maybe are better at marketing their channel. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, but it's difficult. This is not for the weak of heart when it comes to attempting to grow a channel and help people, because look, it's human nature to want people to fail. So when you're trying to break above that, like on a humanitarian level, and really help people genuinely, it's hard. You get suppressed, and it's hard. It's hard. But anyway, we're going to keep doing what we're doing. But like I said, that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, cryably low numbers for the stream. I'm hoping that when crypto goes green again and everyone's making all kinds of money, maybe we'll get some more viewers, and people will regret not have watched and listened to the recommendations of buying Pop Network at fractions of a penny, and getting back into Vechain at half of its all-time highs, and getting back into Dogecoin at half of its all-time high. And they'll regret not watching when things weren't great. And you know what? It's hardest to buy when things are dormant and not active and low and down. It's the hardest to do it now, but that's when these diamond hands and these sticklers come out and find the most success and make the most money. So that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to thank everyone for watching on this busy Wednesday afternoon. Don't forget, tomorrow we have a new video coming out, and Friday during the live stream we will do that giveaway for that Vechain. And remember, for every 1,000 views that video gets, I will give away $10 worth of Vechain. I will double it at 5,000 views and double it again at 10,000 views. So tell everyone you know to go check that video out. And then, as always, we do have when I hit 10,000 subscribers, I will give away $500 worth of Bitcoin. That's always going on too. So just take a few minutes, go check out all those giveaway videos on the channel, and check out all our fun meme videos and all that sort of stuff. But that's it. Thanks everybody. Stay safe, and we will see everyone live Friday. Goodbye.